Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Laura, for those of you that do not know. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys the books that I've been reading as of recently. I've had a lot more free time because of this self-quarantining thing, so I figured that I would use this as an opportunity to share with you guys some books that I've picked up recently and read and really enjoyed. I've been reading a lot of good stuff, so I'm actually really excited to share the books with you guys, but I've been kind of rotating between like reading and watching the Vampire Diaries. I like binged 4 seasons in 2 weeks. It was actually really scary. So I've been taking a break from that and reading more, and I've been doing other stuff. I'm still working and doing school, so I'm trying to, you know, use my time as best as I can, but I have been reading a lot, so I wanted to share with you guys the books that I've read while quarantined. And of course, I want you guys to share the books that you've been reading as well with me down below. Let me know if there's anything good that you think I should check out. I really do listen to you guys, because one of the books from this video I literally read because somebody posted it on the last video. So just saying, I read the comments, I read the books that you guys tell me to read. I really do. So I am now going to share with you guys the books that I've been reading while quarantined. The first book is called Unconditional by QB Tyler, and this book was actually recommended to me by one of my friends. Thank you, Devin. She gave me this recommendation because she said it sounded like a book that I've read in the past and really enjoyed, which is Torn by Carrie Ann Cole. I will warn you guys, some of you may think this book is a little too taboo or unconventional. I personally really enjoyed it, but you'll have to see. This book follows a girl who, when she was very, very young, her parents get into an altercation that ends with both of them being dead, and police officers come to find her in her closet, especially this one police officer. He's this younger guy, and she instantly grows really attached to him, making it so that he eventually adopts her and she moves in with him. This book takes place years later, when she's now about to be 18 years old, and she feels this infatuation with the man who saved her life those many years ago. And so this book deals with kind of them and a potential romance. So I know some people would probably be like, that's literally disgusting, like he adopted her when she was little and now like he likes her, like that's really disgusting. Yeah, like maybe you think that. I personally felt like the book progressed in a way that it didn't feel weird to me. And of course, I've read a bunch of really insane, crazy books, so like to me, I'm like, that's not even, like, they're not related, that's fine, like it's fine. But for some people, I can understand it's pushing a limit, so might not be the book for you. However, I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I found that this book was, 1, I really enjoyed the romance, and 2, there was a lot of other crazy stuff happening in it that made it super like action-y and just a lot of fun stuff happening that I wasn't expecting, kind of a mystery aspect in a way. I don't know, I really liked it. There was a lot going on, but I thought it was a really good read. So after having that experience reading Unconditional, I decided that I should probably check out more of QB Tyler's other books, because I had never read anything from her. So I found out that she has this series called the Campus Tale series, and there's 3 books in the series currently. I think she might be adding more, but I decided to binge those. There was 3 books, like I said. They all follow a different couple, and they were all really fun, very reminiscent of like Off Campus or a series like that just takes place in college. There were some tropes that you guys might be interested in, like student teacher, I believe, age gap. I kind of forget, like I read these like weeks ago when the quarantine was first starting, but I thought these books were really fast paced, cute, weren't as good as Unconditional, but they were like definitely a fast read, kind of fun if you're looking for something quick and easy and you just want something kind of lighthearted. I felt like the series would be really good for that. I didn't find them to be like insane, amazing, now at the top of my list, nothing like that, but I did think they were fun reads, and for that reason I want to tell you guys to check it out if you're interested, and you can read the descriptions and all that. I would give you guys a better description, but it's slipping my mind, so go check it out. As I was saying previously in this video, I then decided to go check out the recommendations in my latest videos comments, because you guys always give me like so many recommendations. So I decided to read through the comments, and one person told me that I should check out Dirty Letters by Penelope Ward and V. Keelan, because it sounded similar to Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. So I was like, let me do that really quick. I didn't realize that V. Keelan and Penelope Ward, who write a lot of books together, had come out with this book last fall, and I had never read it. This was kind of the start of me realizing that there was actually a lot of Penelope Ward and V. Keelan books that I haven't read, which kind of shocked me because I thought that I'd read most of them. But after looking at their Goodreads accounts, I still have a few to go. And so this was the start of reading a few of those books. So obviously I started with Dirty Letters because she recommended it to me, and this book was so phenomenal. It's about 2 people, and at a young age they were pen pals, and then when they turn 18, the girl just kind of stops replying to the guy because she has something really tragic happen in her life, and she becomes very mentally unstable. She develops agoraphobia, which is kind of like fear of big crowds and being around a lot of people and like leaving your house, I think. Meanwhile, the male lead of the story ends up following his dreams, moving from the UK to California and becoming a really successful musician. She obviously has no idea about this, but one day she randomly receives another letter from him in the mail, which is 8 years later than any letter she's received from him, and she decides that he finally deserves an explanation. So she writes to him and tells him everything, and they kind of get back into this letter exchanging thing and kind of falling for each other over letters, and the story kind of goes from there. I loved this book so much. I literally started it at midnight one night. I don't know why I started it at midnight, but I did. And then I stayed up till 4 in the morning reading, and then woke up early the next day to finish the book. And it was just such a pleasant experience. I loved it so much. I thought the letters were just so fun, and like the banter is just so enjoyable to me. I love like quirky banter between characters. It's like one of my favorite things. So I just found it to be so enjoyable. I gave the book 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was that good, and I just loved the characters. I thought it was better than Punk 57. I can't even lie. So if you've read that book and you haven't read Dirty Letters, please check it out. It was so good. So like I was saying, I realized that I hadn't read all of V. Keelan and Penelope Ward's books. So another book that I found is called Cocky Bastard, which I hate that title. It's just not good. I hate it. However, the book I really enjoyed, and I ended up giving 4 out of 5 stars. This story follows a girl who is making her way across the country to California. She's moving to a new job to get a fresh start, and while at a rest stop she meets this guy whose motorcycle breaks down and he needs a ride to California, and thus begins the beginning of their road trip to California that they take together. They're total strangers, however they take this road trip and a lot happens along the way. I don't want to spoil this book too much because it does have a really interesting turn. However, I don't want to spoil that turn for you guys, so I just want you guys to read it. I loved this book so much, one, because it reminded me of my favorite movie, When Harry Met Sally. It was very much like the road trip that they take, and also the banter between them reminded me so much of Harry and Sally. Like, the girl embodies Sally to me so much. So for that reason, it felt so reminiscent of the movie to me that I loved it so much because of that. So definitely check it out if you're interested in that. I also just love a good road trip book. I think they make for a lot of really fun, chaotic, interesting scenes. So definitely one of my favorite books that I've read so far during the quarantine. I highly recommend it. And the most recent book that I've read is When August Ends, another book by Penelope Ward. This one actually isn't co-written by V. Keelan, it's just Penelope Ward. And this one is about a girl who lives on the lake in New Hampshire, and she has this like little boathouse that they rent to people, and this guy moves into the boathouse and she's immediately really drawn to him. However, he is like 15 years older than her, and he really is like, this isn't happening between us, like we can be friends but nothing else can happen. And she's kind of like, okay fine, so they become friends, and the story again progresses from there. I enjoyed this book. I didn't like it as much as Dirty Letters and Cocky Bastard, but I did still think it was really fun, and I enjoyed how the story progressed. I don't know, I love Penelope Ward's writing style in general, so all of her books I find to be quite enjoyable, even if they're not like my favorite. So I still recommend it. I still thought it was really good, and I enjoyed reading it. So those are all of the books that I've completed thus far during the quarantine. However, I'm currently reading Hate Notes by V. Keelan and Penelope Ward, so that's one that I'm trying to get done on my list. I'm only a little bit into it so far, but I can tell I'm gonna like it. I also have on here Playboy Pilot by Penelope and V, also Inappropriate by V. These are books that I also want to read and I have on my TBR. Another book that I want to read also, what is it? It's called Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. A lot of people have told me to read that, so that's on my TBR. So these are some of the books that you can look forward to hearing about in the future. I'm hoping to read them soon. I really go through phases with books where it's like I'll read 5 books in 4 days, and then I won't read for a month and I'll just watch TV. Like, it's just a problem that I have. I can't just read like a book a week and be fine. It's very strange, but hopefully I will be in the reading mood to finish all of these books and let you guys know what I thought about them. But other than that, I definitely want to hear about the favorite books that you guys have during this time, and also just any books you've been reading recently and all that kind of stuff. Tell me what you've been up to. Have you been working? Are you doing school? Just how are you during all this chaotic craziness that's happening in our world? But I love you guys very much. Make sure to follow me on my social medias on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to talk to me, also TikTok. I have a TikTok. If you want to talk to me more outside of the YouTube sphere. But I love you guys very much. I hope you're doing well and you're healthy and your loved ones are well and healthy. And I will see you guys very, very soon in my next video. Bye.